Hey! Oh! Flipendo! Flipendo! Oh?
Bonjour y'all, my name is Brita, and today on Witches Unite, I am going over everything that you need to know to enjoy the Nature and Nifflers event, which you might have already guessed from the opening skit. I am having a little bit of fun being creative with these videos, but I cannot guarantee that there will be a skit before every single news update, because as much fun as they are to put together, they also take a lot more time and a lot more work. Anyway, let's discuss the Nature Nifflers event, all of the details, the tasks, the rewards, all of the exciting stuff that you need to know. Nature Nifflers will be unlike anything we have seen before in Wizards Unite, which is actually one of the reasons why I decided to include a skit at the beginning of this video. It sort of illustrates what I'm about to describe. So we are going to have a new oddity-like combat encounter, the Poacher, but the Poacher will not be an oddity himself. So he will show up on your screen kind of like an oddity, and you will, you know, get your wand just right and all of that like an oddity, but there will not be a new registry image in your oddity registry family. Once you overcome the Poacher, a new trace will appear on your map. This will be a Magizoology trace, and it will be tied to the fact that you defeated the Poacher. If you defeat the Poacher, a Magizoology trace appears on your screen. From there, you click on it like normal, and you will see a Niffler or a Mooncalf or a Billywig or a young Graphorn or a baby Niffler or an Alchemy egg or a unicorn or Newt Scamander himself. All of those will be the possible foundables you will see from the special Magizoology trace. Now, if you successfully return that foundable, the Magizoology foundable, you will then get an additional reward. So this reward could be a rare ingredient, it could be a silver key as acted out in the skit, it could be gold, or it could be a tonic for trace detection. I think those are all of the extra rewards. Yes, those are all of the extra rewards. So again, this is very different than anything we have ever seen before with the Poacher and the bonus trace and then bonus rewards. All of these are different mechanisms in Wizards Unite. But that's what makes this game exciting. The developers are constantly coming up with new stuff for us to do and new ways for us to explore our magical surroundings, even if those magical surroundings are kind of at home right now. Of course, this new Poacher encounter is not the only part of the Nature and Nifflers event. When you use tonic for trace detection, you will be more likely to see the Poacher and Newt Scamander. So if you use tonic for trace detection, essentially 2 traces will be boosted, but of course you still might see regular traces. The Poacher trace will be boosted, and Newt Scamander himself will be boosted. So y'all, start rebrewing all this tonic for trace detections, because if you're anything like me, you used up a lot of them on the April Play at Home Community Day. So definitely you're going to want to have more, especially since this event is a 48-hour event. Additional features. There will be special 1-kilometer portmanteaus, and at the moment of me filming, they will contain either Thunderbird or Alchemy fragments. The NDA team, who we have also dubbed #League Squad, we have pushed back on that a little bit to try and get the portmanteaus to be different colors so that you know which fragment you are picking up, and when you unlock the Portkey, you know which fragment you'll be getting. However, there's no guarantee that's going to happen. It might just still be a surprise, and just you might still have a 50-50 chance of getting the Alchemy or the Thunderbird without really knowing what you have. I definitely realize that's a little frustrating. I have a lot more of my Alchemy fragments than I do my Thunderbird fragments, so certainly I want the ability to choose Thunderbird fragments, but at the moment it is a surprise. So, and then of course we're going to have a special assignment, so there will be tasks with rewards, like we have seen with pretty much all events since like September or October. So these are pretty straightforward tasks, and I have an image on the screen courtesy of my friend Orange Wizard. You can find him on Twitter, on Instagram, I think on Facebook, but I always look to his Instagram account because that seems to be where he's like most popular. Okay, so you defeat the Poacher 20 times, use 3 tonic for trace detection, earn 7,000 wizarding XP, return 30 Magizoology foundables, return 10 Nifflers and baby Nifflers. We're pretty sure that means a total of 10, so just a random variety of Nifflers, baby Nifflers, 10 total, return those. And then return 10 high threat foundables. And again, just quickly going down the list, the rewards for the individual tasks and then for the overall completion are 2 Rampant Horn, 2 Powdered Dragon Claw, 1 Unicorn Hair, 1 Unicorn Hair, 20 gold, 2 silver keys, 3 spellbooks, what? 1 Dottle Draft, and 300 Wizarding XP. What is the best way to prepare for this event? Well, there are a couple different things that you might want to do, really just depending on your overall goals for grinding your Magizoology family. One, if you are able to do fortresses, either because you can safely get to a fortress or because the night bus function has started up for you, then you might want to grind those wizarding challenges with Magizoology runestones. This will be especially helpful if you have a very unbalanced difference between your Alchemy and your Thunderbird, so you can try and even those out, which will make the Portkeys more useful and strategic to you. Another thing that you might want to do is clear out your current Portkeys, and of course, since you want to save your silver keys for this event, you don't want to use up all of your silver keys during the ongoing Brilliant event. Just walk like a walk. I do realize that walking can be a little bit of a challenge for you depending on where you live. I highly recommend just keeping your phone in your pocket at all times, which I know can be kind of awkward. I usually don't do that myself. And of course, turning on Adventure Sync. And that way you can slowly accumulate distance when you are walking around your home, working from home, doing chores, whatever your normal day-to-day activities are. And of course, if you do live somewhere where you can safely take a walk outside, absolutely focus on walking as much as you can. I know my husband actually unlocks a lot of Portkeys doing yard work. So he just always has his phone in his pocket when he's outside. So when he's mowing the lawn, when he's working on our new patio, when he's gardening, all of those things, he's unlocking Portkeys because the distance really does add up with Adventure Sync. So walk, 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 unlock those Portkeys so that you can collect 10 of these special event Portkeys during the Nature Nifflers event. Or more than 10, I mean, if you're super walking during the 48 hours and unlocking and collecting, unlocking and collecting. Anyway. Potions. You're going to want a lot of time for trace detection and also a lot of Dottle Draft. You also might want some potent potent stimula potions, some stronger stimula potions. I would definitely save those dottle drafts for your Newt Scamander encounters because he is probably the rarest out of the foundables that we're more likely to see, and he is also the highest threat level, so he is most likely to depart. So definitely be brewing up more dottle drafts if you need them. Brewing up more tonic for trace detection, since again it will be boosted to show more of the Poacher and more of Newt Scamander. And then keep brewing those stimula potions because, as always, they also help with returning foundables. Final note, this event will be immediately after the Brilliant event, Burrow Besieged Part 2. It starts April 28th at 11 a.m. Pacific time and ends April 30th at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So, if you provided the feedback that Nature Nifflers should have its time adjusted so it would not overlap with the Brilliant event, thank you. Our collective voices convinced the Wizards Unite team that they should adjust the time so that everyone can fairly and evenly enjoy the Nature and Nifflers event. No overlap with the Brilliant event whatsoever, which will just make those boosted traces even better. Alright, that is all that I have for y'all today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell and leave a comment and, you know, all of that good stuff that tells YouTube that people care about my little pink corner of the internet. And of course, a special thanks to my husband Dan, who did not just agree to be in my little skit at the beginning, but he actually suggested several of the ideas that we ended up using himself. I mean, he was all in on being the Poacher and being Tony. So, special shout out to him for his heartfelt participation in today's video. As always, thank y'all so much for watching. Until next time, au revoir, witches!